Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Peterhouse Boat Club welcomes you to the 2014 First Crew Dinner. Mr. Blackett, Mr. and Mrs. Peebles, Mrs. Holman, Mr. Saint, parents, and the oarsmen and women of Peterhouse Boat Club. Anyone who gives an annual address would tend to agree with me that as the years go on, it becomes increasingly difficult to source new material. Therefore, I'm not going to stand before you tonight and tell you what it takes to be a rower. Instead, I'm going to show you. Some of us know what it takes. We know the sacrifices. We know it's tough. That's what makes us who we are. That's what gives us the right to wear the crossed blades and crown on our chest. That's what makes us rowers. For if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. This is the life of a rower. And this is the life that he or she chooses. Warning. This video contains scenes of extreme pain and lots of fast forwarding. Let's face it, who wants to go slowly? Viewer discretion is advised. This is a normal day. Before breakfast, a rower has achieved more than most do in an entire day. Be it an early morning paddle in the mist, an ergo session with the crew,
How much is enough?
It's not a question of enough, pal. It's a zero-sum game. Somebody wins, somebody loses. Money itself, lost or made, is simply transferred from one perception to another. Like magic. Illusion has become real. And the more real it becomes, the more desperate the mind. Capitalism at its finest.
How much is enough?
or a gym session. Two to 3 sessions a day of up to 8 hours of training requires a lot of fuel, somewhere in the region of 3,000 calories. Now, we all have to work sometime, but let's face it, we all know what's on our mind. And then comes a rower's second favorite pastime. Making sure we pack in those calories. Time for a rest? I don't think so. Many rowers will cycle down to the dam to keep the mileage clock ticking over.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Water time is extremely valuable, although we do live for the trials. You can feel the lactic acid bubbling beneath your skin.
We go boogie, oogie, oogie, jiggle, wiggle, and dance like the roof on fire. We go drink drinks and take
Seems
shots
like
till
your
we
legs
roll
are
up
on
like
fire.
the roof on fire. Now, baby, get my booty naked, take off all your clothes and light the roof on fire.
And you can definitely feel the pain in the athletes' faces.
I'm on fire. I tell her, baby, 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 I'm a fireball.
But this is no normal day. Today is race day. It's early morning. We board the bus. Make sure we have everything that we need. Pick up the girls. for 3 hours. Eagerly await breakfast.
I was scared of dentists and the dark. I was scared of pretty
Race hard.
girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. Yeah, the magician's assistant
And win some medals. After a long day on the water, we de-rig the boats, pack them on the trailer before we head home. We consider ourselves experts at this by now, considering we do it every single weekend. When we get home, we unpack the trailer, rig the boats, and then do it all over again. Welcome back to the grind. All of this wouldn't be possible without lots of help and support. We would like to take this opportunity to thank Tammy Peterson and her surf course staff for looking after us throughout the year, and for the wonderful display they put on for our first crew dinner. To Mr. Borlace and to Mr. Krief for your help in organizing our regatta. To Peterhouse, through Mr. Blackett, Mrs. Holman, Mr. Kirkman, and Mr. Saint, we thank you for all your support. To the members of the coaching staff, Mr. Chiminya, Ms. Zingaya, our 2 new coaches from Oxford, Mr. Leonard and Ms. Philbrick. We thank you for all your efforts. Mrs. Colquhoun and Denderi have played a huge part over the years in the sponsorship of Peterhouse Boat Club. Mrs. Jarvis organizes our tour every year, and what a blessing it is to have a woman like her. To Mr. McMaster for the help that he gives on tour. To our chairperson, Mr. Landry, and his parental committee, thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, to the 2 people that tow our trailer up and down the country every weekend and play a huge part in our tour squad. Thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Stevenson.